At 81, Jimmy Page finally pulls back the curtain on a side of rock history fans have always whispered about but never fully understood. Known as the mysterious architect behind Led Zeppelin's thunderous sound, Page has long been careful with his words, choosing restraint over controversy. But with time comes reflection, and with reflection comes honesty. In a recent candid moment, Page revealed that even in a world powered by music, creativity, and shared stages, rivalry was very real. He didn't call it pure hatred, but rather a mix of jealousy, creative frustration, ego clashes, and musical disagreement that simmered beneath the surface for decades. The late 1960s and 70s were a battlefield of guitar gods. Every night, someone was trying to outplay, out-innovate, or out-volume the other. Jimmy Page wasn't just competing with bands, he was competing with legends. And while fans often imagine a brotherhood of guitar heroes exchanging licks backstage, the reality was far more complicated. Page has admitted that some players represented everything he didn't want to be musically. Their styles clashed with his vision. Their attitudes grated on him, and in some cases, their success felt undeserved in his eyes. One guitarist Page couldn't stand was someone who relied too heavily on flashover feeling. For Page, guitar playing was about atmosphere, tension, and storytelling. When he saw players turning solos into athletic events, shredding without soul, it drove him mad. He believed they were missing the point of music entirely. Another guitarist rubbed him the wrong way because of constant comparisons in the press. Being labeled as rivals created resentment, especially when journalists tried to pit them against each other as if music were a boxing match. Page has admitted that this manufactured rivalry slowly turned into real bitterness. There was also the issue of imitation. Jimmy Page was fiercely protective of his sound. When other guitarists borrowed too heavily from his riffs, tone, or stage presence, he took it personally. He saw it as artistic theft, not homage. One particular guitarist became successful using a style Page felt was lifted straight from Led Zeppelin's blueprint, and that resentment lingered for years. Page rarely spoke about it publicly, but internally, it burned. Ego played a massive role too. Some guitarists simply didn't respect Page, dismissing Led Zeppelin as loud, excessive, or overrated. Page, who poured obsessive detail into every recording, found that insulting. He believed that Zeppelin's music was misunderstood, and when fellow guitarists mocked it, he saw it as ignorance rather than critique. Those comments stuck with him far longer than fans might expect. Then there were the personal encounters. Not every clash happened through music or media, some happened face-to-face. Awkward meetings, dismissive comments backstage, or competitive jam sessions left lasting impressions. Page has said that sometimes, all it took was one arrogant remark to permanently sour his view of someone. In a world fueled by pride, small moments could create lifelong grudges. What makes these revelations so fascinating isn't just who Page disliked, but why. His hatred was never random. It came from deep passion for music and an uncompromising vision of what rock should be. He demanded authenticity, innovation, and respect for the craft. When he felt those values were threatened, his reaction was intense. Now, looking back at 81, Jimmy Page seems less angry and more amused by it all. He acknowledges that rivalry pushed him to be better, sharper, and more daring, without those guitarists challenging his sense of purpose. Even unintentionally, Led Zeppelin might not have reached the heights it did. The tension, the frustration, and yes, even the hatred, became fuel for greatness. In the end, Page's confession isn't about bitterness, it's about honesty. Rock history wasn't built on peace and harmony alone. And Jimmy Page, one of the greatest guitarists who ever lived, was right in the middle of it, feeling every note, every rivalry, and every emotion that came with being a legend.